The Asheville Psychic Society hosted a fundraiser on March 15, 2026, to raise funds for Asheville's Safe Shelter, providing safe shelters and winter shelters to those in need. It was the first event we've ever produced together as a group, and I'm so thankful for this amazing group of thoughtful, compassionate, hardworking, and talented individuals. We included a silent auction, individual readers and healers similar to a psychic fair, and 4 stage presentations. Everyone donated their time, and 100% of the proceeds went directly to Safe Shelter. We're especially thankful for the sponsorship from Blank Space Event Venue, thankful to Robyn for graphic work and printing, and thankful to Sarah Broberg for press release work. My company, Channeling White Light, was also a sponsor. We raised some good money for a great cause, gained valuable experience for future events, and had a lovely time. I hope you enjoy the following video of the 4 presentations done by Evidential Psychic Medium Robyn, Trans Channel for the High Council of Light Tamalla Mallet, Evidential Spiritual Messenger Trey, and me, Evidential Psychic Medium and founder of the Asheville Psychic Society, Kelly Palmatier.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you, Dylan. So I'm going to give some evidential mediumship readings today for the amount of time that is allotted to me. And I will go to whoever I'm drawn to. And hopefully I will be on target. That's the goal. But what I want to say is, even if you don't get a reading today, it's a group reading, so hopefully it will be healing for everyone, if that makes sense. Has anyone here never had a reading before? I know you have not, sir. You have not? Okay. So I hope this is a good experience for you all. I'm just going to start feeling everyone's energy while you're all sitting here, and then I will get started. I may come directly to you, and I may just throw out that I have someone. So while I'm talking to everyone, I have to say that there is a female energy here, and she's very strong. And I want to say she's someone's mom. I don't know why, but I keep getting directed to the lady with the pink jacket. Do you have a mom in spirit, or?
My mom's alive.
Okay. Would you understand someone in the spirit world who has passed?
Yeah.
That was like a mom to you, but while you were growing up? Just a second, mom, someone that you could talk to that has passed. I feel like she was very close to your mother who is alive, and that she might have been in your house a lot while you were growing up.
You're resonating with someone that's still alive, but that I'm helping and is in the face of the transition.
Okay, so it's probably not her,
Okay.
But there might be a person that is helping you to prepare her that is coming through.
Okay.
This person who is transitioning is not related to you, correct? By blood?
She's my mom.
Okay, so would you understand her mom, grandmother?
Yes.
Okay, being in the spirit world.
Yes.
Okay, I feel like she's assisting you.
Good.
I feel like she's stepping in to let you know that, okay, so first of all, I'm getting she's proud of you.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, I'm getting that you have enough, so this is going to sound strange, but I am getting from her that you believe in the afterlife, and that you believe that there's something past this when we're in our earthly bodies, if that makes sense to you. Okay, so I'm not saying you're a death Dwala, but I am getting from your grandmother that this is the direction you're going to go in once you're done with this, with helping your aunt. Okay, you've stepped into a role that is very difficult. Yeah, and your heart is close to her, so it's even more difficult. But your grandma is telling you that you're now in charge of helping everyone to heal. She wants you to know that when this happens, not to hide your feelings, because you're going to be the one that everyone wants to cry on your shoulder. But she wants you to make sure that you also feel, because it's okay to feel. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
Now, your grandma, I'm getting from her, I want to make sure I really have your grandma, but I am getting from her that you were her pride and joy growing up. I don't feel like she always told you, but I feel like as you got older, she started to tell you more. Does that make sense to you? Because I keep getting from her, it's like she just wants to wrap you in her arms. But I'm feeling a very strong woman who didn't always show everything she was feeling.
How much do you want me to say right now?
I don't want you to tell me very much, but I want to know if I'm on the right track. Because I'm getting...
Her wishes were not respected in a way that she was not able to
Speak, okay.
for the majority of the time between when I was 7 or 8 to when she passed 7 years later.
Okay. Because I just keep getting from her that she wishes that she would have told you a little bit more about her feelings. And you know that she's been following you as you've been growing, but she had also, I'm not saying she was psychic, but she had power, and she was afraid to tell people her power because she didn't want to be judged. So I'm really getting from her that she is so glad that you don't hide it, if that makes sense to you. She's also letting you know that it's okay to tell your story, okay? Because you have more power than you know you have. And you're psychic. You may not do tarot readings or you may not give mediumship readings, but I do feel like you have that power. And she doesn't want you to hide it. You take after her a lot, except that you know how to show your feelings more than she does or did. But she wants you to know that she's right here. She's right next to you, her hand's on your shoulder, and she's guiding you through this process. She's also letting you know that you're stepping into the role of matriarch of your family because you're grounded and you have your feet planted firmly. So she wants you to know that you could do whatever you want to do. And you're helping not just your aunt, you're helping a lot of people in this area, I feel like. I don't know what you do, but I do feel like, okay, your grandmother keeps telling me that you go around and if you see homeless people, you will give them food or you will help them. I keep seeing you handing things out.
I property manage the safe shelter.
Oh,
in a
okay.
different way than directly.
Okay, I did not know
But
that.
I do that.
Okay, but
I do real estate.
Okay. I still feel like you would help the next person. And she keeps telling you not to forget to protect your power because you give your energy away. So don't give your energy away freely. Make sure you have those boundaries. But you help more people than you think you help. And I don't mean just selling property or helping the safe shelter or whatever. You help people a lot. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
There's also something very significant coming up for you in a month or so. It's something to do with work. So keep your eye on the ball. And if it's something you want to reach for it. Don't let anybody, I don't feel like you're a people pleaser, but I'm getting from your grandmother, don't let anyone tell you what to do. Do what comes from your heart. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
But there's also something else. I don't know if you're writing something, if there's not poetry, but there's something you're supposed to write. Did your grandmother keep ingredients for special things that she made? Or did your aunt, the one who's in hospice? Oh, excuse me.
She's not in hospice yet.
Okay.
I don't know. Not that I've seen.
Okay, there's something you're supposed to be putting together for your family.
Okay.
So I see photographs, but I also see different types of food and different things that are being, I don't know, like a story to be told to grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
Ah, okay.
Okay?
I can go with that.
Okay. And she wants to make sure, again, you are going to be stepping into the role of a matriarch, which is huge, which is going to be huge for you.
Yes.
So she's preparing you.
Okay.
And she also does crazy things in your home. So she lets you know she's there. So she wants you to pay attention. Specifically, I keep seeing the infinity symbol. So when you see the infinity symbol, it's her.
That's funny. I just want to tell you how funny that particular image is because I was teaching one of my children to ride a bike today with the cones.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
we were doing like
That is
2
cool.
hours ago,
Okay.
was making the
So she was with you. She was with you. So she wants you to know she's with you. And she's with your children.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
There's a problem here.
Okay.
Her 2 children are at war with each other.
Oh, no.
My aunt that I'm guiding in her long transition and my estranged father. They're in a war. It involves legalities.
Okay.
How's this going?
Okay, let me see. Your grandmother's laughing. Your grandmother is laughing hysterically.
Yeah.
And she said she's funny. She says on the one hand, it's not going to end well, but on the other hand, they're going to get a lesson from it. So I feel like there will be not hugs at the end, but I do feel like a lesson will be learned. And that's why your grandmother says you're the peacemaker. You have a hard job ahead of you.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. And it's not something your aunt should be dealing with right now.
Thank you.
So,
That's very clarifying.
also, I keep hearing from her, protect your kids from it. They don't need to hear this.
Okay.
But you're going to be seeing a lot more infinity symbols besides the one this morning. So keep an eye on that because she's letting you know that whenever you need her, she's right there.
Okay.
Okay. And one of your children sees her. Maybe doesn't realize it. So,
Oh.
but I'm going to leave that with you with light and love. And okay, let's see who else I can come to. Okay, woman in the gray shirt and the black. Can I come to you? Okay. You look so familiar to me, but I don't. We have? Okay.
Long time ago. Yeah.
Here in Asheville?
In Asheville. Yeah.
Okay.
And I moved to Asheville.
Oh,
We have the same birthday.
we have the same birthday, yes. I thought that's who you were when you walked in. Okay. I haven't seen you in a long time, but we're friends on Facebook. Okay. You went on that cruise? No, to Mexico.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. All right, can I come to you? Okay. I don't remember what I said the first time we met or the second time.
We didn't have a reading.
We had met for coffee. Yeah, at the place that's no longer there.
Right.
It's opening up a cheese place is opening
Yeah.
there. Yes, okay. It's nice to see you. I'm glad you're here. We'll have to talk afterwards. But in the meantime, I don't want to waste too much time. I have a dad coming through. Would you understand your dad?
Yeah, my dad passed a long time ago.
Okay. He's coming through, and he's taking his time stepping in. I feel like he really, when he was on the earth plane, he kept to himself. And I feel like he's stepping in to let you know he's so glad you don't take after him. Does that make sense? He's so glad you don't take after him. Well, you're a Scorpio like me, so you're not patient, but you're learning patience now. And he was a very smart man, and he was very proud. And I want to say he really took care of his family, but he was almost too proud to show his emotions, right? And he's apologizing. I don't know if you ever have gotten an apology from him, but he's apologizing to you. And he's so proud that you are the person you are. I believe you have a daughter. But you raised her to speak for herself, to be who she wants to be. And you never once said, you can't do this. But your daughter, on the other hand, I don't want to say approves of you. She's proud of you too. Approval isn't the right word. She's proud of you. And the two of you worked, like, you may not live in the same town or the same state, but you partner together for everything. And you talk, she's your bestie, and vice versa. And your dad is so proud of that. He wishes he had that with you. Also, he's talking about he was too logical. And well, I mean, I know from Facebook about all the artwork you do, but he's just saying, I wish that I let my art self come out, because he could have if he let himself. He's just glad. But he never took adventures. It was all about making money for him. So he's just glad that you don't do that. Also, he's talking about, would you understand your mom? Why do I feel like she's still here?
My mom is here.
Yeah, she is, okay.
And they got divorced.
Okay, but they got divorced, but he always, well, now he wishes that he was a better husband.
He never got over her.
Yeah,
He got
and
remarried, and
he ruined that too.
they had similar names. My mom was Judy.
Okay.
His second wife was Julie, and he's accidentally with St. Judy.
God, my dad did the same thing. Okay, so he wishes that he was a better man for your mom and for you. And he wants you to know he's learning in the spirit world, and he's growing. And he really needs for you to know that. He's glad your mom's happy, though, because your mom got over him. And now he can see that she's happy, and she's led a life that is healthy for her. So he's glad. He also, he has a dog with him. Does that make any sense to you, that you would have had a dog that passed?
He didn't have pets when I was growing up.
Okay, I wonder if this dog...
That would be new for him, but that's great.
Okay, there's a dog around him, but he wants you to know that that dog, the dog belongs to someone in your family. I don't know why I feel like it's your daughter, but it's maybe not.
She has dogs.
Okay, I don't know if she had a dog that passed, but he has this dog. And I'm not really good always at describing, but I see a black dog, like almost like a lab. And this dog is teaching him how to be a better man. And he hopes that when it's time for him to meet people that are still on the earth plane, that they'll forgive him. And he needs for you to know that. Now, he's also talking about you. Now, I know you do artwork and stuff, but I'm also getting a story from you. Would you understand that you and your daughter are doing something together? A project that you've been talking about?
Well, last year we had a big year where we worked together on 2 major things.
Okay.
It already happened.
A story? A book? Or?
Not a story, no. We were teens of this summer camp,
Okay,
and we were in charge of it, and it
Okay.
came out really good.
okay.
Week-long camp
There's
in
another,
Washington, and at the same time, we were planning a wedding.
oh,
There was
awesome.
a lot of planning, and
Okay.
everything came out great.
There's something with that though. There's a project coming up for the two of you. Would you also understand that there's a celebration coming with your daughter?
No, but
Okay. He's like, shh, I'm not going to say, but there's something coming in a few months. So be prepared. It's a good one, good celebration. Let's see what else is coming through. Your dad, man, he's just, I like him now.
good.
He just really wants to hug you. And he did something in your kitchen the other day to let you know he's around. I'm really big on symbols and things, and I'm really big on them leaving you symbols so you know they're there. And I don't feel like he was big in the kitchen, but you were doing something and you cleaned something up and then there was like white sugar or something on your counter. He did that. So it may not have been specific, but it's something, and he wants you to look for him when you're in your home, because he says, I can make you laugh now. Those are his last words. I can make you laugh now. So I'm going to leave that with you, and I hope you enjoy the afternoon, and we'll have to chat afterwards. Can I come to you, sir? I think I have time for one more reading. Okay. Let me just feel your energy, because it's interesting. I feel a lot of animals around you that have passed. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but there's a lot. And there are two people stepping in with these not creatures, but with these loved pets. Okay. Why do I feel like there's a young man sitting next to you. I'm not saying he passed young, but he's showing me he's young. And I feel like he's not a blood brother, but I do feel like he was a close friend. Would you understand having lost a friend from when you were in high school? We're going back a long time. But someone, okay, so I'm getting this feeling from him that you both, I don't want to say partied a lot, but had fun, goofed off a lot, caused problems, did the thing that teenagers do. But you stood up for him. Would you understand you helping him? I keep getting that he might have been in an abusive family.
Would have been in my 20s, my friend and his son.
Okay. It was his son that passed? Okay. Okay, so I keep getting abuse though. Like something, an abusive friendship or something, and you helped him through it?
His dad was a little aggressive.
Okay. Because he's sitting right next to you, and I just keep getting this feeling from him that he's here to say thank you. Because,
when he was young, he was like 9,
okay.
for like a year and a half, and then I saw on Facebook like a year ago that he had died at like 21.
Oh, no. Okay. I don't feel like he took his life, but I also don't feel like he was sick. So he died way too young. But I feel like because of you, he's coming through to let you know that you really helped him a lot. I don't know. I keep seeing alcohol, so I don't know if he drank a little bit too much, but I just keep getting the feeling that that he wants you to know that he was on the straight and narrow and he was doing so well before he passed. And he's thanking you for it. So whatever words of wisdom, whatever you did, I feel like you mentored him a little bit. And he just wants you to know that he's thanking you. His dad is still here, correct?
Probably. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't want you to. He hopes that his dad can heal. But he's not telling you to talk to him or anything like that. But also, He has a lot of animals around him. Do you have some animals
I used to. I haven't had a pet in like 15 years.
Okay. He wants you to know he has one of your, I feel like this is a dog and a cat. And I feel like he has them and he wants you to know that. Now there's another person stepping in. He doesn't have a whole lot to say, so I'm going to leave him and let him go do his thing. But I'm getting a feeling of a female coming through. I do feel like she was a blood relationship. But I don't feel like this is your mom. I feel like your mom's still here. Is that true? She passed? I feel like this is her mom coming through, your grandmother. And I do feel like your mom's trying to step in, but she's not quite here yet. So let me give her a chance to walk up. But your grandmother, her mom is here. Now you knew your grandmother, correct? I feel like your grandmother might have been the first person that you ever really dealt with who passed. The first important person. And she's stepping in. Would you understand that your grandmother and mom were very close? Because I'm getting a separation, but I'm also getting a closeness. So I feel like they had a relationship that was one of respect, but there were things that were left unsaid. Your grandmother passed before your mom, correct? Yeah, I just feel like when they passed, things were left unsaid. And they're stepping in to tell you that they fixed things and that things are fixable. And it's fun. Your grandmother keeps saying, don't let anything get out of hand. If you have something to say to somebody, say it now. Don't hold back. They're not telling me who the specific person is that you need to say something to. They're just saying, say it. Don't hold back. Your grandmother always wishes that she told your mom different things, if that makes sense to you. Like, they were honest with each other, but almost too honest, and they didn't give each other grace. So she's letting you know that she respects you because you do give people grace. But there's one person that you need to say something to, and it's not an apology, it's just giving your honest thoughts. And she wants to make sure you do that, if that makes sense. But Grandma keeps showing me fun times in the kitchen. So I do feel like there was a lot of fun to be had when you were younger. I feel like they showed you special recipes and different things, and I feel like you like to, she keeps showing you underneath, like making a tent under a table and knocking pots and pans together. So she's just letting you know that she hopes you remember the fun you had when you were younger, because Grandma and Mom, of course, loved spending time with you. Does that make sense? Your mom always gave you the ability to do everything you enjoyed doing. Like, she never held you back. Does that make sense? She always trusted you. She knew you weren't going to get into a lot of trouble. I mean, trouble that a teenager would get into, but nothing horrible. So she always gave you the benefit of the doubt and trusted you. And I keep getting that you were the man of the family. There was a point where you just became the person who she could go to if she needed something. Does that make sense? And I just keep getting, Christmas was really important to her. Does that make sense? And I just feel like even Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas, she was a big family person, and her door was always opened. And your door is not always opened, but that's because you have more boundaries than she had. But she just loved that her door would be open, and she'd have cookies and always food for anybody. If you wanted to bring a friend home, or someone needed a place to stay, it was her place. And I just keep getting the feeling that she just loved life, your mom. And it may not always have been an easy life, but she still persevered. She had a big personality. Your grandmother's kind of laughing and going, I had the big personality, but your mom was able to have her personality after grandma passed. And I just feel like they both kind of grew. I don't know, they just grew. And personalities came out, but after your grandmother passed, your mom's personality, it's almost like she became her own person. Does that make sense? And I just keep getting, if she says, if I had one word of advice for you, it would be to do what's in your heart. Travel, get in the car or on your motorcycle or do something, get it on and just go. Does that make any sense to you? She just wants to make sure that you live your life the way you want to live it. Live it well and be happy, because you never know. And that's what she keeps saying. Is there do you have a child? I keep getting, okay. There's a little boy. Is there a boy in your life? Okay. She keeps showing me a little boy that is around you a lot, whether it's a friend's boy or she just keeps showing me that you have the heart, the big heart to help whoever's around you. And maybe the boy is coming into your life and there's some way that you're going to help this boy. So she wants you to just, she keeps saying, be patient, son, because that boy is coming and he's going to need your help, not with schoolwork, but with showing him that it's okay. And I don't know how this person's coming into your life, but that's what I keep getting. So do you have any questions? I'm going to leave that with you. Thank you. I know I have 5 minutes left, but I don't have anything else. So thank you, everyone, for having me.
Thank you, Mallet.
Thanks a lot.
That was fantastic.
Hello, beloved ones. We are grateful that you have agreed to join us in this time and in this space. For our gratitude is immense for all the work that each of you are doing in this powerful, transformative time on planet Earth. And as each of you walk your paths, know that not only are you never alone, but each of you are weaving a thread of the same tapestry. That tapestry is the enlightenment of all. Even those of you that consider yourself muggles, consider yourself normal, consider yourselves ordinary folk, you still are weaving light into this earth plane through your heart, through your kindness, through your generosity, through your desire to hold space for the idea and ideal that all beings, including the earth, are valuable, are important, are holy and sacred, and that they are all valuable. And as you move through this, we'll call it perilous time on the planet right now, know that every moment that you are honoring your neighbor, you are loving the planet, you are moving and stepping in ways that are power-filled, you are helping the transition and evolution into unity consciousness, which is also 5D. And so that evolution comes as an expression and an expansion of your heart. And your heart knowing that unity is the most desirable experience for the human condition. Because unity includes all that is good and sacred, all that is light, all that is helpful, all that is honorable, and know that as you are working towards unity, you're also working towards that unity within yourself, within that place inside of you that sometimes feels lonely, feels lonesome, feels separated or segregated, feels less than optimal. And so you already know all the work that you do out in the world is the same work that you do inside, and the work you do inside is the same work that you do in the world. But we want you to understand that it comes in a much more cohesive package for one action, one step, one idea, one movement, one thought, one emotion that you present outside of you becomes something you can believe in. Once you move that energy, that thought, that emotion, that identity, that dream out of your physical body, you speak it, you write it down, you bring it out of your physical body. Once you do that, it has the opportunity to live. And in that life, what happens is you begin to believe it. You begin to think on it more and feel on it more and experience more of what that idea or dream or hope or wish or intention or manifestation may look like. And as you sit with this authority that you have as the powerful creator of your own experience, as you sit with your authority in knowing and understanding and being present with this new thing that you want to have in your life, what you find is, as you take one step towards it, new doors open and old doors close. And that's the important part that many of you miss, is the old doors closing. Because as you are birthing this idea, you put it out of yourself, you give it life, you think about it, you pray about it, you meditate on it, you dream about it, you feed it energy, it becomes bigger, you start taking actions towards it, it becomes bigger. As you're moving to have this thing become real in your reality, old pathways, old patterns, old responses, old energetic entanglements no longer are connected or accessible to you the way they used to be. Meaning, as you are moving through and moving towards this thing that you wish to create, you are feeding and fueling the future, but you also are taking the energy from the past, dusting it off, shaking it out, and moving it towards your future. So it's not that you're changing your past, it's that you no longer are identifying with the past in a way that keeps you stuck in those patterns of thoughts and emotions, words and actions. And so all those times when you're taking new action, you're trying to build or manifest or create something in the physical world that you want your life to be different in that way. A relationship, a career, finances, health, in any way. The standard practice has been do it for a little while, fall back into the old patterns. Do it for a little while, fall back into the old patterns. And what we're telling you is that time is over. We have closed down those old patterns, those old pathways, those old timelines, so that it's no longer optional for you to go back once you've taken momentum on your new pathway. And so that's why some of you are scared to take action, to really step out into this dream that you have for yourself, into this desire or intention you have for yourself, because you have an inner knowing that As soon as you get going, you're not going to have those old excuses anymore. You're not going to have those old blocks and restrictions. You're not going to have those old patterns. You're going to have to be this new person that you have always desired to be in relation to whatever your intention is. Relationships, health and wellness, career and finances, so forth. And we're explaining this to you so that you have a more empowered reference, so that you understand that as you are manifesting, as you are creating what it is that you desire your life to be, as you're doing that, that momentum that you're creating, there's no restrictions to it. There's no hindrances to it. Because you are the powerful creator of your own experience. There is no one stopping you but you. And once we stepped into this new timeline, this new awareness, this new understanding of, we can actually get to unity consciousness if there's enough of us heading in that direction. Once you understand that, the past no longer applies, because the past was all about blocks and restrictions, about keeping separation and division. And even though those experiences are being had in the physical plane at this time, there are wars and rumors of wars. Those are the last throes of negative entity, negative experience, negative situations that are doing their best to keep down as much and as many as possible so that it will delay this unity consciousness evolution. And we say delay because it is written, it is intended by the universe and by those beings of light in it that the light wins. Meaning, the light will never surrender. So in the end, this will come to be this unity consciousness evolutionary culmination that those of you that are wanting more light, have desiring more light, that have had in your heart, this will come to pass. It's just when. And the when is when 50% plus one of the beings on the planet who are at choice, meaning they are adults and have the ability to make a choice, 50% plus one of all the human beings on the planet choose the light. And that is not as far away as you believe. All of these terrible things that are happening in the world right now are causing all the people that are impacted or influenced by that to make a choice. They're choosing, yes, I want more war, or no, I don't want this. This is not for me. And those choices have to be made by every human being on the planet. Every human being who is an adult who has the ability to make a choice. And that is happening now. And so if you can offer, when you're seeing all these terrible things occur, if you can offer the people that are experiencing and being influenced by all this negativity that is happening, if you can offer them light, awareness, clarity, grace, welcome, love, so that when they do in their darkest nights, when they do make those choices of this is not for me, I don't choose this, I don't want this, that they have around them enough energetic resources to show them the pathways to get out of where they are. And so if you're praying people, then pray light, awareness, clarity, If you're an energy person, send them light, awareness, clarity, divine truth. And then when those people begin to reach out for escape, support those organizations that will help them. Because again, this is not a magical transformation that happens. This is a transformation that happens through action, through human beings making a choice and following through on that choice through action. That means they stop the wars by stopping the wars, by making a different choice. They choose not to destroy their neighbor, but to listen, to have compassion for, to cooperate with. And so we do not wish to leave you on a lower vibrational state, but we do want you to know that all of this that is happening so that choices can be made, so that it's very clear which side every individual is on. Are they for the evolution of the planet, or are they against the evolution of the planet? Those are the only two choices. And every soul on the planet must choose. And so as we offer this information to you, we hope that it gives you some encouragement for how to deal with any stress and anxiety that you're feeling by taking in the awarenesses of the atrocities that are happening on the planet right now. Because you all have to fix them. And we're not saying you have to go into these war-torn places yourselves, but you can offer cooperation, light, divine truth, clarity, awareness. You can call in angels, higher spirits of light, to offer guidance and clarity and awareness. And we are clear that we keep using the same words over and over again: clarity and awareness, divine truth, because those are the power tools in order to shift what is happening on the planet right now. People cannot make a different choice if they are not aware of the choices they are making. So awareness, clarity, divine truth are the most powerful things that you can send people, because in the darkest places that they go, the light of truth can switch them into the light, to where they're choosing life. They're choosing to help their neighbor. They're choosing, no, I do not want this experience. Therefore, I'm making a different choice. And the point of power for every human being on the planet is choice. And we don't say decision. Decisions are made in the brain. Choices are actions that you take. And so we want to encourage you that the evolution of the planet will occur. It is destined to occur because the light will never surrender. It will occur. It's just, how long is it going to take? And so the more that you can uplift your neighbors, the more that you can offer them love and compassion and understanding and support and clarity, where you can support institutions that are doing those things, loving the neighbor, supporting them, caring for them, like this wonderful group that we are raising funds for today. You can elect officials that are doing, are going to do, actually do, not promise to do, but actually do, support and bring into being laws, rules, regulations, budgets that are going to foster unity consciousness. Because the more that each of you works in your own space, in your own place, in your own mind, in your own heart, in your own energy, the easier and the quicker and the faster it's going to be for this evolution to happen, because everything starts from within. so within, as without, so within. So we will pause for questions and ask for time. Does anyone have any questions? Thank you. If you have questions, you can just shout them out or comments.
I appreciate what you say about life never giving up, but there are times where it feels like evil is winning. What, more you can do.
It does feel like that, and it can feel like that so loud and so strong and so powerful, because that feeling comes from this misunderstanding of personal power. And so even though it's as without, so within, what you begin to understand is, if all of this terrible stuff is happening without, how am I going to filter that through my own energetic system so that, number one, it doesn't drain me. Number two, it doesn't harm me. Number three, I can transmute it in some way so that it becomes something powerful and wonderful and good. And that misunderstanding is that just because evil exists, it doesn't mean you have to give into it. We'll say that differently. Just because evil exists, and it does, just because there are beings on the planet who are against the evolution of the planet, and there are, that does not mean that they win. It just means they exist. They just exist. It's like a turtle. A turtle exists. Your life needs to be managed. Your creative life, how you manifest, needs to be aligned with your own authenticity, your own integrity, your own light. Meaning, you can see the evil that's happening in the world and say, what is the highest choice that I can make at this moment that will help me change that situation, or help me move through what I'm feeling about this situation, or help me empower this situation somehow? What is the highest possible choice I can make in this moment so that I can be the person I want to be and aligned with my integrity, and still not ignore this evil that is happening in the world? And that question is going to give a different answer for every single person who asks it. The answer has to be a higher knowing, a higher understanding, a higher awareness than that low evil negativity. So if we ask you, the questioner, what is the highest vibrational choice that you can make in reference to the evil that feels like it's winning, what would your first initial response to be? And there are no wrong answers.
I think it's probably, or it feels like maybe providing love for the community, or using love back out, transmuting people that I feel is coming through the world. I don't know. That's my initial response.
Okay. And all you have to do in that moment, you don't have to do anything other than feel that love for yourself. Feel that love for yourself, and it doesn't have to go anywhere. Because that love, filling your vessel and your energy field, just that contributes to the all. And so it's not that you have to transmute, send your love to transmute the evil. You don't have to do all of that work. That work is done. It gets done through the laws of the universe. You manage your energy, and if you are standing in divine love, and we say divine love because divine love says no, it has boundaries, it calls bullshit as needed, It does what needs to be done. It takes action, right? If you're filling yourself with divine love, then that evil has no power over you. Because remember, that evil is fed by negativity, fear, trauma, drama, rage, all of those things that are on the planet right now, and that are a response to the things that are happening right now. And so if you can find a way just for you in your stillness, just fill yourself with love. That's enough. Are there additional questions, thoughts, comments?
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
What's your advice on like versus like forcing change in the world of myself versus like just let it be more gradual and go like let it flow? 'Cause like forcing it can kind of be overwhelming, make me give up. Sort of.
So change is also one of those things that is changing on the planet right now. Change previously used to take a lot of effort, a lot of work, right? It was efforting. Now change is about flow, and we will clarify. If you can relax into the change that you desire to seek in your life, desire to embody in your life, if you can just relax into it, it will come to you. The reason it required so much effort before is because you were so far away from where you are and where you want to be. And everyone taught you had to work really, really hard to get there. Again, that timeline doesn't exist anymore. It is closed. Now, the power comes through understanding where you are and where you want to be and relaxing into where you want to be. Because there's no resistance. There's no resistance. And where there's no resistance, it can come to you with ease. Now, we say that, and that sounds simple, but we also understand you are dealing with your thoughts and emotions, your past patterns, your habits. So as you're learning to relax into where you want to be very aware of your thoughts and emotions. Be very aware of what is coming up for you, because those are the things that you need to address. Those are the things that are keeping you from change, not anything else. If you're going to do work, that's the work to do. Do we make sense? Is there additional questions there?
I have a question. Will the matriarchal love overtake patriarchy at any time soon?
And so what we will say is it's no longer matriarchal or patriarchal. It is now unity consciousness. You're moving towards unity consciousness, which is the healed masculine and the healed feminine. Divine masculine, divine feminine combined as one unit. It becomes a non-binary. Neither is above or below. They are in union. Do you have further questions about that?
That's great.
All right. Are there any more questions or comments?
Thank you for being a conduit. When they talk about birthing an idea, is there help for that? Sometimes one feels so small.
When you say one feels so small, you mean the individual feels small or the idea feels small?
The individual feels small to achieve the goal.
And so we would say, eat the elephant one bite at a time. So if you have this grand, what you consider to be a grand plan that is not where you are right now, don't think of, I have to go from here to there like this. Instead, think, what is the highest possible choice I can make at this time that will move me towards where it is I want to go? And just take one step, and again, be in flow, meaning do not set blocks and restrictions on yourself about how it has to look, what shows up, how and when and why and where, because we will tell you, if you genuinely can relax into flow, you can get there much faster than you can ever imagine, much easier than you could ever imagine, because there's no restrictions. You are not getting in your own way, mentally and emotionally. So we would say, ask yourself, on the steps that you're taking, stay in the present step. What's the highest vibrational choice I can make at this time that's going to get me to where I want to be, but I'm right here now. Take your step now, and then as you take that step, be in that present moment with that step. You're going to get feedback from the universe. You're going to get feedback from your spirit helpers. You're going to get feedback from your everyday experience. And then you'll need to evaluate that feedback to know, okay, now which way do I want to go? Because every time you take an action, every time you take a step, new pathways open up to you. But you cannot get to the new pathways until after you take that step. So while you're at step number 3, you have no idea what step number 18 options are going to be. That's why we tell you don't plan that far. Stick to step 3. And then as you're at step 3, and you're like, hey, you know what? I don't like doing this. This doesn't feel good to me. It doesn't make me happy. Then you get to say, okay, what is the highest vibrational choice I can make in this moment that does feel good to me? You're welcome. How are we for time? Thank you. Are there more questions? We keep asking for time, for clarification, because we are outside of time. That is not something we deal with. That's why we don't give you time frames, is because for us, it's an instant. We do know the end results that occur, but we tend not to offer time frames. Other questions? Comments? Curiosities?
Are they worried about the state of the world at the moment? Guides?
So we will clarify your question. Guides are in different layers and they all have different jobs. And so we will say that there are earth guides who are not worried, but who are overworked. Okay? They're overworked. And so that's why we encourage you to offer as much love and light and compassion as you can in yourself, so that you are a little fountain that they don't have to worry about, right? Because you're full of your own light and your own authenticity and your own sovereignty, and they don't have to worry about you. They can go handle the things that are not that. There are other layers that are less overwhelmed. And so we feel that your question really is anybody scared this shit's not going to work out?
Yeah.
And we're saying no, because we know the end result. Light wins. It's just when there's enough, 50% plus 1, of adults who make the choice to move towards the light and unity consciousness. It will happen. So there's no worry. Now, is there compassion for all the trauma and the drama and the terrible things that are happening to the human beings and the planet and the animals and the waters and the earth herself? Absolutely. But again, this is your playground. This is the human condition. And the humans are the only ones who have power here. While we can guide and educate and inform and give you encouragement. We cannot make choices for humans. And so that's why we are always talking about choice, about consequence, about integrity, sovereignty, empowerment, is because you have to make those choices. You have to take those actions. You have to do the doing, because anyone who is not a human cannot. This earth plane is established and functions for you, and you as humans are the powerful creators of your own experience. And so you're the choosers. Are there more questions or comments?
You talk about unity consciousness. Is it possible that there are many different types of, what am I trying to say? Like, species of consciousness out in the universe that, is that also the unity, or is out there all one? Or,
We understand your question. Is unity consciousness that we are speaking of specific to Earth, or is this universal?
Thank you.
The unity consciousness we are speaking of specifically is about the Earth plane itself, because that is what you are focused on right now. That is what you are living in the trenches with right now. It is the space and the time and the evolutionary focus of this quadrant of the universe. There are other places outside of Earth who have achieved unity consciousness, who are or have members that are here as guides and support for the Earth plane and know how it's done and have done it before, and that offer advice and suggestions and counsel. However, there are also still places in the universe that are negative, that have not done the evolutionary process. And so as this time frame moves through, there is the element of understanding that the Earth evolutionary process is a big deal in this quadrant, because, and this is too much to say in 5 minutes, but it is a focus because more beings are fighting this earthly fight between, quote, good and evil, light and dark, than there have been in past, we'll call them battles. And so the understanding that this battle is representative of what is desirable in the bigger scheme of things, meaning there are more planets of light, beings of light, groups of beings of light out there than there are darkness in this quadrant. And so they're working to help Earth become one of them, one of the ones who ascend into this unity consciousness, into light. And it is different. Unity consciousness does mean different things with different evolutionary situations. It is different. However, there's a lot more to say about that we will have to do another time. We are so grateful for all of you joining us this evening. We invite you to join us for our April teachings. And we hope that each of you take away from today's message something that serves you, that helps you embody your own personal power in a more fluid and useful way in your everyday life. We send you love, great blessings, and know that you are never alone. You are always held in highest esteem, and the light will win. I'm not back in my body yet, so I'm almost here. Okay. Not my eyeballs, but I'm in my body. Okay.
Thank you, Tamalla. We'll have a
You're
5-minute
welcome.
break, and then there's a presentation from Trey.
Hello, everybody. Lord, they done gave me a microphone. My Indian name is He Who Is Long-Winded. When I was asked by Spirit to come and do this, I said, Spirit, what do you want me to talk about? Spirit was like, we need to talk about the astrology of what's happening right now in the world. So I said, okay, let's do it. I've got a couple of cheat sheets, so forgive me for that, but I've got so many dates that I need to give you, and after a while, they kind of all run together for me, so. I started learning astrology in 22. I got invited by my mediumship development teacher to go on a cruise to learn my mediumship. So I said, okay, I bought my ticket. I jumped on the boat. And she called me and said, I'm really sorry, Trey, but my mentor passed away last night and I'm not going to be able to be there. Well, darn, I'm already on the boat. So the next day, I grabbed my ticket and I went to the conference center. Unbeknownst to me, it was a whole conference on astrology. Yeah. So the first thing I heard was Neptune conjunct Uranus with a square to the nodal axis, and it might as well have been Chinese for me. So I spent the next 5 days trying to piece all that together, which I came home, and it inspired me to learn astrology from a local astrologer here in Asheville. Her name's Belinda Dunn. And if you ever get a chance to work with her, she's amazing. But I started astrology kind of selfishly. I guess everybody starts that way. I wanted to know what my birth chart said about me. I wanted to know why I came here, what my destiny is, who I brought along with me, why I like the things I like, and why I don't like the things that I don't like. And astrology really answers all that for you. I feel like it's a source of information to know thyself. So I started learning about myself, and then I had an epiphany or a breakthrough. If I could use this art form to learn about myself, well, why couldn't I use it to learn about other people and other relationships in my life? My friends, my family, you folks sitting here right now. So I started learning about that. And then it led me to where I'm at currently with my astrology, and that is predictive astrology. So when we look at where the planets are right now and how they're influencing what we're feeling right now, they say as above, so below, and it's so true. It's almost like a mirror of what's happening right now. I'm going to say a lot of things today that you've already heard from Tamalla, because we kind of work the same energy of out there. So let me share with you. Spirit put on my heart to talk about why we feel that the energy is moving so fast right now. I don't know about you, but I feel like I just took my Thanksgiving turkey out of the oven, and it's almost St. Patrick's Day. It's just flying by. So I want to talk about what astrology says about that. And it says that all of our outer planets are shifting signs. Our outer planets are generational planets. They move so slow that they affect the generation of our lives instead of daily movements like our personal planets that move so fast. So, I want to share with you the first planet that switched signs for us, and that was last year. And that would be Pluto was currently in Capricorn. Do we have, I think we've got some Scorpios over here. Oh, a bunch of Scorpios. Do we have it? Do we have any Capricorns? Nice. Welcome, everybody. So let's look at some dates. Please forgive me for my little cards. But Pluto was in Capricorn from 2008 till 2024. In astrology, each of our planets has an archetype, and it also rules a sign and a house placement. So Pluto is our planet that rules Scorpio. Saturn is our planet that rules Capricorn. Okay, the archetype of Pluto, and I was always scared of Pluto. It's kind of a scary planet if you don't know much about it. It's your planet of death and transformation and rebirth. It rules Scorpio in the 8th house of other people's money, taboos, and things that are under the table. Scorpios really don't want to talk about stuff on the table. They won't know what's going on underneath the table. My teacher explained Pluto to me in a way that really changed how I looked at Pluto. If we have a tree in the forest and it dies, eventually it's going to fall down and it's going to become fertilizer for other things to grow up through. And when she described it that way, I'm like, Pluto's my best planet because I'm Scorpio rising. Hidden taboos. And it is in each sign for about 20 years because it has a 248-year cycle around the sun. So, shifting out of that, we are going into Aquarius. But before I talk about that, I want to talk about Saturn and its rulership of Capricorn and the 10th house that has to deal with our work and old societal norms. I love that. So if I was to layer this together how we do in astrology, I would say the planet of death, rebirth, transformation is breaking down old societal norms and moving into Aquarius, the sign of the collective, of humanitarianism, of the people. So we could look at this as the top-down breakthrough of giving the power back to the people. And it's so exciting right now for that to happen, especially with what we're dealing and seeing within the world. Saturn's archetype is the principle of, it's all the tough stuff. Structure, limitations, responsibility. Capricorn? Yeah. Does this resonate with you? Yeah. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Capricorn rules the thighs and the knees. Lots of work. Get up that hill. Okay. Yeah. Saturn is also known as the Lord of Karma and Father Time, right? So it's some heaviness, but I look at that transit as something really beautiful for us right now. And we're looking at restructuring is what Spirit has given me for you right now. Restructuring top-down governmental norms and giving it back to the people. So that's something great to look forward to right now. Uh, 2008 to 2024, this transit largely influenced global structures. We got to see the financial collapse in 2008, right? Ouch. Corruption of the banking system. We also saw COVID-19. Which brings me to another fun story I have for you. I had my spiritual awakening in 2020. I am this year, 30-year veteran in the cosmetology field. I've been standing behind a chair for 30 years, helping people feel better about themselves on the outside. Well, being in lockdown, I couldn't do my work, so I was forced to sit with myself. Ouch. And Spirit said, you know what, Trey? You've been spending the last 30 years helping people feel better about themselves on the outside. We're going to change all that. We're going to make you start helping people feel good about themselves on the inside. So I said, yes, Spirit. Show me. Grabbed the computer, found my mentor online who so graciously had this on Zoom. So I started learning during lockdown my spiritual work. We also saw social inequality during that time. So in astrology, we're going to look at where that planet is right now in that sign. But in predictive astrology, we're going to look at where that sign was and planet in the past. And that's going to give us the energy or the feel of past things that we can relate to right now. And in 1762 to 1778, that transit was when the Amsterdam banking collapse happened in 1763. 1772, London faced the major credit crisis. And in 1762, the American Revolution was going on. Also in 1778, we had the Russian plague. And in 1775 to 1782, we got to see smallpox. So can you kind of see those transit of what's happening right now and then relate it to what was happening then? It's kind of the same energy. Pluto in Capricorn is associated with dismantling old authoritative structures. I love that. So let's move on into Pluto in Aquarius. That transit is, right now, 2024 to 2043. Pluto is ruled by our planet Uranus, the rebel of the solar system. Do we have any Aquarians here? Yay, welcome. All of our planets in the solar system rotate this way, except Uranus, the rebel. It rotates this way. It's also the ruler of Aquarius and the 11th house. It was discovered during Pluto in Aquarius, which I thought was really awesome because it was our first planet to be discovered with a telescope. Because up until that point, all we could see with our naked eye was Saturn. We didn't know that anything existed beyond that. Breakthrough. More Aquarius stuff. This archetype is of revolution, innovation, sudden change, rebellion, and it also breaks down old structures to foster freedom, forward thinking, and it governs astrology and technology. This will be a 20-year era of profound transformation, technological revolution, societal restructuring, shifting focus from hierarchy power to collective power. This transit exposes governmental corruption and social inequality. Things that we saw back in the past would have been women being excluded from education and political life. We're having a resurgence of that with the SAVE Act, if anybody is paying attention. Colonial trade and slavery We got to see the uprising of Black Lives Matter right now. And expose taboos. In the past, we looked at divorce. That was a big taboo back then. But taboo today would be something along the lines of the Epstein files. It's a teardown of old societal norms, giving energy and power back to the people, which I think we've got to have right now. The prior transit would be 1778 to 1798. That would have brought forth the American and French Revolution. So giving the power back to the people. No, you're not going to treat me like this. No, you're not going to tell me how to live my life. We also saw the dismantling of the monarchies, the uprising of We the People movements, and tech advances like the creation of the hot air balloon, which I thought that was interesting because Uranus is the sky god, and technological advances of how we travel in the sky. A fun fact for you. So that's one planet. Actually two, well, yeah, one, just one. Now we've got a couple other ones. We've got Saturn in Pisces. Capricorn, Pisces. Do we have any Pisces? Yes, me and Marilyn, awesome. Saturn in Pisces, March 2023 to February 2026. The theme is boundaries in the boundless. Pisces, spiritual, Saturn, discipline. In 1935 to 1938, we saw the end of the Great Depression and the escalation of World War II. In 1964 to 1967, that transit was the Vietnam War. Also, spiritual questioning and pop culture was on the rise with the Beatles. But we also saw spread of disease. In 1937, the Ohio River floods, leaving 1 million homeless and hundreds dead. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, water, Saturn, boundaries. Okay, where's the boundaries with the water? We saw a lot of flooding during that time. Also, a lot of flooding in the Pacific Northwest. In 1965, we saw the Voting Rights Act. And the SSA established Medicare and Medicaid. Wow, that's popping up in the news right now, too. In 1966, LSD was legalized. Pisces rules pharmaceutical drugs. And in 1993 to 1996, we saw the Bosnian and the Gulf War. Do you see the resemblance of what we're dealing with right now? Pisces, Saturn in Pisces combines discipline, structural energy, with fluid emotional and spiritual nature of Pisces. This transit brings a reality check to illusionary systems, resulting in major peace treaties. And we are seeing a lot of spiritual awakenings right now. Spiritual awakenings right now. So let me talk about mine. I gave you a little bit of mine in 2020. I told you I was on a ship. Pisces rules not only that ship, but the ocean that I was on at that time. So I thought that was kind of cool. So when Saturn leaves Pisces, what it has done is now in the sign of Aries. From 2025 to 2028, the archetype is the warrior, Aries. We're getting ready to go into this for spring solstice. It's the pioneer. It's the first spark. It's 0 degrees Aries. It's the beginning of the zodiac year. It's courage. It's actions. It's new beginnings. It's taking initiative. It is cardinal fire. It's ruled by Mars, the god of war. It rules the first house in action, drive, assertion, and how we pursue our desires. Historically, this transit correlates with major shifts and individual authority, rapid tech advances, increased social upheaval, rise of new pioneering and aggressive leadership styles. I wonder who that is. In 1996 to 1999, we saw the expansion and the rapid rise of the internet, Amazon and Google, a shift toward self-directed ambition. In 1967 to 1969, we saw intense civil rights protests, anti-war demos, challenging of authority, alongside the 1968 Gun Control Act in the United States. Something else that we can look at that just happened to our dearly departed brother, Alex Peretti. Then we have Pisces and Neptune from 2011 to 2026. This is my planet, along with Marilyn's planet. Its archetype is mysticism, dreams, illusion, dissolution of boundaries associated with spirituality, sometimes confusion and escapism. Neptune, the ruler of Pisces and the 12th house. Pisces is often the mystic, the healer, and the artist. I think I embody most of Neptune. They are compassionate and intuitive. In 2011-2006, we're seeing the rise of virtual reality and streaming media. In 1847 to 1862, we saw the rising of spiritualism. Also, the American Civil War, abolition movement, and the women's suffrage. In 1847, we saw the Great Irish Famine migration, immigrants in the news right now, and the California Gold Rush. In 1692, during that transit, we saw the Salem witch trials. I do a lot of traveling for work. Not only do I work here in Asheville, but I'm originally from Jacksonville, Florida. So my hair clients there were like, please don't leave, please don't leave. We'll make it worth your while if you drive back and do our hair. So I've been doing that since 2013. So I have a lot of time in the car to listen to astrology. And one of the things, well, another thing that I want to talk to y'all about is the eclipses. Because we're just now getting out of eclipse season. Now, I don't know much about eclipses up until this point. I do know that you have a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. So I'm driving, and all of a sudden, one of the podcasts come up, a great astrologer named Chris Brennan. If you've not heard of him, he runs the astrology podcast. He did a whole episode on eclipses and the war, and I'd like to share that with y'all. Now, what I know about eclipses is they show up in pairs, and they're 2 weeks apart. And the energy of that is they happen twice a year, So you have about a 6-month buildup and then a 6-month let go. And then that happens all over again. I found it interesting that his studies showed that during what's happening right now in the Middle East, we have 4 players. We have the current president of the United States, who was born on an eclipse. We have the current president of Israel, who was born on an eclipse. We have Ali Khamenei, I believe is how he says his last name, who was the ruler of Iran, who not only was born on an eclipse, but actually died on an eclipse. And if that's not enough to make you ponder, if everything holds true with his son taking over, he's also an eclipse baby. And he has taken over his country during an eclipse season. Coincidence? I don't think so. If it was one, I'd be like, oh, coinky-dink. But not that many. Some other folks that, well, let me go a little bit further with that. The ancient peoples in Mesopotamia started noticing eclipses, and they started writing it down for us. And what they came about knowing is one of those eclipses, we have a blood moon, which we just had in this last eclipse. Why is the moon red? What's going on? And then they would realize that something after that eclipse, something would happen to the king or the queen that was not too well. Because in ancient astrology, the sun represented the king and the moon represented the queen. So they started noticing these prominent people in the spotlight, something bad happening to them. Some other prominent folks that were a lot of assassinations happened during that time. I believe Abraham Lincoln was assassinated during an eclipse. We just saw Reverend Jesse Jackson pass. He was he was the first African-American male to run for president and won a ton of votes. We lost him during an eclipse season. Prince Andrew, arrested on an eclipse. Yeah. So that's the energy that we're dealing with right now. So what can we do about it? That's the question. What can we do about it? So I'd like to just share some things that I do about it. How do we deal with all this energy right now in the world? Because it's kind of scary. You wake up and you bend your ear to what's happening, and it seems to not always be pleasant. But an astrologer that I listen to from the UK, her name is Pam Gregory. She's amazing. And she says that everything is happening right now just as it's supposed to happen, right? So what I do when I get bogged down, now that the weather is turning decent, I kick off these shoes and I kick off my socks and I walk out on the bare earth and I ground, okay? So that is a great way to let that negativity out. If you're barefoot, also, if you want to hug a tree, that is a great way to get rid of negative energy. Journaling we can do. We can speak things into the collective, positive things, unconditional love, love for humanity. What y'all are doing right now, showing up for this event, donating your time, your money for the collective, for the community. Thank you so much. On behalf of me and the members of the Asheville Psychic Society, we're so glad you're here. We thank you so much. Candle gazing. Anything that can take your mind off, or your monkey mind off of what's happening, meditate. Drop into your breath. Breath work can just completely change your whole, and reset your whole nervous system. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about and share with you today. How much more time do I have? 10 minutes. All right. So that's what I want to share with you with astrology. And I have 10 minutes. So I'm going to do a little bit of mediumship work for you, because I have this gentleman who's been with me since last night, and he won't go away. And I know he's here for one of y'all. So, this gentleman steps forward and presents himself as a very tall, slender gentleman. He's dressed very nice. I want to say a fedora, but I don't know exactly if that is the hat, but it is a hat. And I'm smelling right now a cigar or smoke. So I feel like he could have smoked when he was on his earth walk. I see him in a gambling hall. I see him with some cards up his sleeve, throwing the dice. He is showing me the letter J. And I feel he is either, say? You can take all of it? Take it all. So I feel like the message is in the signs that he's showing me, the symbols he's showing me. I feel as though his message, what he's saying is, no matter what cards are dealt for you, you have to take the roll of the dice. You can't not experience life because we're held back, or that we're scared to progress. I'm hearing the words, tell her I'm super duper proud of her. He's super duper proud of you. Yeah. For he sees the obstacles that you've had to overcome in your life. Know that he's there with you. He's extending his hand to you. Tell her I'm right by her side, holding her hand the whole way. Oh, his energy is really nice. He brings you many, many blessings. He's super duper proud of you. And you've got some big things coming up this year. Big, big monumental things. So put your seatbelt on. Put your seatbelt on and know that he's there with you. So I'll leave you
I just wanted
with
to tell you who he is.
I would love that.
So he's my grandfather on my dad's side. His Jewish Hebrew name started with J, and my daughter was named after
Lovely.
her Jewish name, and her name is also J. And he was not only a cheater, but he was also a gambler.
Okay. He didn't show me the cheating part. So. Yay. Many blessings. Okay. Are we good? Okay, well, I'm just going to leave that there, and I'm going to thank Tamalla for her gifts that she shared, and your gifts that you shared, Robyn, today. And we're going to take an intermission, and then we're going to get this lady up here to share her gift. I can't wait for this. So if you would like to take a look at your birth chart, I've got some cards over here. I'd love to sit down and check out your birth chart with you if you want to get on that journey. So thank you very much.
Hi. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to grab this microphone here. I'm the oddball who's actually going to hold it the whole time. So it gives me, something to play with here with the cord, just in case I want to get creative. And maybe you can hear me a little better?
Yeah.
Yes? How about way back there? Marla, can you hear me okay? Jason? Yes? All right. Woo! How are you guys doing tonight? Yes? Thank you, Trey, for your enthusiastic clapping. I love that. We need that.
We gotta raise the energy.
We do. Woo! All right. All right, so usually when I'm doing these things, well, first of all, let me start off. Hi, I'm Kelly Palmatier. It's so nice to have you. Normally when I do these sort of events, I like to kind of ask, have any of you ever been to see a psychic or a medium before? And being the psychic that I am, I'm going to take a wild guess. That's a yes. So welcome back, friends. I do like to acknowledge that, we've seen so many great presentations today. Good job, Robyn, Tamalla, Trey, you guys are awesome. So we've seen so many presentations, and I just like to acknowledge that everybody is a little bit different, in case you hadn't noticed already. We're different in the services that we offer, the procedures that we use, just the ways we connect to the energy can vary from person to person as well. Now, in my case, I'm both a psychic and a medium. I do offer psychic readings and mediumship readings, but today I'm just going to do the group mediumship reading. So we, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be talking with some loved ones who've crossed over. And for me, whenever I'm doing mediumship work, the way it works is I'm going to close my eyes, breathe deeply. I have to raise my vibration. Spirit has to lower their vibration. We'll meet somewhere in between. Then I'll pick up on little tidbits, little flashes of information, convey that to you, and hope that it makes sense. Now, you can help. Keep the energy flowing, keep the vibration high, just by acknowledging. If I say something that makes sense, please say yes. I understand. That makes sense because blah, blah, blah. That's very helpful. In fact, as I'm speaking, I'm going to encourage everybody to really get involved here. So if you hear something that's for you, raise your hand right up and say yes. Even if it's just like one little piece, yes. And then, what I don't want is if I'm up here and I'm just hearing crickets, it's not a very good show, and it kind of lowers the vibration, and then it makes me have to work harder and blah, 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 blah. So we're not going to do that. We're going to have fun. I'm encouraging people to yell out, wow, amazing. All right, you got your lines? Just checking, just checking. And another thing too is laughter is encouraged. We're up here and we're delivering some messages that, sometimes they're very emotional messages, right? And I don't want to make light of that when somebody is really in need of healing. And you're hearing messages that may not be so lighthearted. But sometimes things will come through that are lighthearted. So you know what? We should all laugh. Laughter is encouraged, okay? All right, we're going to practice, everybody. Give me your big fake laugh, okay? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. All right, you guys ready for this? You want to bring through some spirit here? All right, yes, thank you, thank you. All right, please bear with me one moment while I open the session. I'm opening the door and clearing the way to invite guides or spirits of high vibration or benevolent intent to bring forth positive messages that serve highest good. Thank you. All right, I'm getting pulled towards a feminine energy. We're going to start with a female. All right, I'm actually getting pulled towards the side, so I feel like we've got a female of the same generation coming through. So somebody has lost a female of the same generation. This is going to be a sister, a friend, partner, cousin, an acquaintance, somebody of your generation who's a female. Raise your hand if you've lost a female of the same generation. All right, so I'm seeing a handful. Okay, now this is a perfect opportunity for me to talk about this cool little thing called overlay. Overlay is where there are multiple spirits and they're all like, we're here for you, we love you, we support you. We've got how many minutes? Right? So a lot of times spirit will do this cool thing called overlay where they'll bring through little tidbits of information that apply to multiple people in the audience. If I'm saying something that makes sense to you, even if it doesn't seem like I'm speaking directly to you, go ahead and take that because it makes sense. You can kind of imagine how, her Aunt Matilda is going to love to be in cahoots with his Uncle James, right? So go ahead and just acknowledge that you've got that warm, supportive message coming through, even if it's just an overlay. All right, so we do have a sister. Oh, I didn't even realize I said sister. All right, I guess I just said sister. So I was going to say female of the same generation, but apparently the word sister slipped out of my mouth. So of all those people who had a female of the same generation, raise your hand if it was a sister. All right, we've got Trey, we've got Michael, we've got Erin might have a sister in spirit, but she's not sure.
She was really young, so I don't know.
She was really young, but was she a sister?
She was a sister, yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? She's been in spirit a long time. She's still in spirit, so she counts. All right, all right. Just so you know, our dead people are still dead as far as we know. I mean, there's reincarnation, but their higher self is still up there, so we're good. So we've got at least 3 sisters. Let me see what else we get. Hang on a moment. All right, I feel like I want to talk about jade or somebody who collects stones. Jade, I saw some beautiful jade earrings back there, which I bid on, by the way. Go ahead and feel free to outbid me. But I felt like I was seeing something like that. So jade, does anybody understand, was there a female of the same generation who collects stones? Does somebody really love the color jade? Somebody have some jade stones? Or does somebody have a jade plant? Okay. And so this is what we're talking about with the crickets. And so here I am on stage and I get to say, oh goody, we have crickets. Yeah, I like crickets. They're lucky, aren't they? Right? All right, so nobody...
I could take all of it, but she's not my blood sister.
You can take all of it, but she's not your blood sister. Okay, tell me about the jade.
Okay, so her name is also Robyn.
Okay.
And we worked together.
Okay.
And called each other sisters.
Ah, okay. So you called each other sisters.
We both collect jade.
You both collect jade.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
I have a lot of her jade.
And you have a lot of her jade. Okay. Yes. Crickets turn to woohoo. All right. Good, good. I'm so glad. Thank you for taking that as you will. All right. Now let's see. Hang on. One moment. She thinks it's funny that she's coming through for you right now. Does that make sense? Why would she think it was funny?
The day she passed, she ended up in my kitchen going, Robyn, it's so cool here. We could still work together. Everything we still
Aww.
It's all true.
Aww.
The next day, I got her dog, whose name is also Jade.
You got her dog, whose name is Jade? Yes. Okay, good job. Yes, woo! All right, so you got her dog named Jade, she both collected Jade, and you have the same name, which is just a cool coincidence, but I didn't bring that up, so it's not evidential, but it's still cool. And she thinks it's funny that she gets to work with you because she's on the other side, and here you are, but she knew it, and she laughed about it ahead of time. That's awesome. She says she loves you so much, and you know that, of course, and you feel her with you, right? You feel her, but she says it's still really cool to come through this way because you still doubt. Like when you feel her, it's like, this is a funny thing about mediumship, people. You can bring through stuff in a way that's evidential and sometimes quite spectacular, if I do say so myself. Okay, it's not me, it's them, but still. And yet, when it comes to connecting with your own loved ones, you tend to think, am I getting this right? Am I thinking this because I already know this, right? And so she's just saying she wanted to take this opportunity to come through with you, for you, yeah. She's sending her love. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Are we having fun? Yes? You glad you came? Yeah. Oh, good, good. And then nobody said no, so that's good. We're not going to have to boot anybody out. Nice. All right. Let me see who else we have. Hang on just a moment. Okay, I'm getting a masculine energy now, a male's coming through. I feel like I want to say Bob. Bob, yes, who's Bob?
Late husband.
Your late husband, okay. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, yes, that's definitely Bob. Ooh, yes, because I'm getting, okay, getting all the confirmations. Oh, yes, Bob is here. All right, now I'm going to acknowledge, like visually, I feel like he's not that tall. Is that correct? I don't get a lot of.
He was tall.
He was tall? Interesting, interesting. Well, he's coming down to our level, I guess, is what I'll say then. All right, hang on. And I will say I'm getting like a sense of humor from him, a nice warmth and a sense of humor. That makes sense to you? Good, good. All right, hang on. All right, now I'm getting two symbols simultaneously. One is I'm getting my symbol for passing this more prolonged. So I feel like he was sick for a while before he passed, or had an underlying condition for a while before he passed. However, I also got my symbol for sudden. So you really can't go wrong, right? You bring up two things like that. Well, it's a yes or it's a no. I'm really getting that. I'm good at this, huh? But seriously, when I get my symbols for prolonged and sudden at the same time, typically that's going to indicate that he was sick for a while or had an underlying condition for a while, but his actual passing was more sudden than you expected. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah, he had a recurrence of cancer, and when it was discovered, he died within like 3 weeks from
Okay, all right. So you understand. He was sick for a while with the cancer, and then kind of got through it for a while, yay, and then got a recurrence, and boom, it was quick. All right, so I'm glad that makes sense. He wants to say thank you for everything that you did for him. You know, he always loved how you and he were full out partners. You know, it's in every sense of the word. There's just a real strong human to human. There's no like hierarchy kind of thing. This is like human to human, soul to soul, real partners. And you know, he didn't love that you kind of had to take care of him at times, right? But he just wants to say thank you for being there for him, for everything that you did. Oh, he says I feel like he came to you in a dream.
I rarely remember my dreams.
You rarely remember your dreams. So that's a safe thing for me to say because you're like, maybe. But
I don't doubt it.
You don't doubt it? Okay, all right. Not particularly evidential, but he's yeah, all right. Hang on, he's confirming it, but not that it matters. Let me see what else I get though, hang on. All right, I'm getting something with the head. But I feel like this is something funny. Was he balding? Did he make jokes about being balding? Or was there something, did he lose hair with the treatment? Or something that's kind of amusing to him about the head? That's, all right, we don't want to force it. If it doesn't make sense, we're not going to force it.
Yeah.
All right, no worries.
Really balding.
Wasn't balding, and he didn't lose hair with the treatment,
He went through chemo.
right?
Actually, he did not lose any hair, which was a miracle.
Ah,
He like kept all his hair.
okay, so he's bringing through, he's like, hello, it's Bob here with the miracle hair. Okay, all right, I'll take miracle hair. Yeah, all right. Do you have any questions? Do you have things you'd like to ask or say to him?
I would just like to say that, sorry that he didn't get to retire. He decided to retire and then he got sick and he died before he'd been so looking forward to retirement for years, was collecting his toys and making his wood shop and really
Aw.
had so many things to look forward to.
Yeah.
I know he would be super proud of his nephew who's like in the military and has a family, and he would be so proud because his nephew was like a teenager when he died. He would have been so proud of the way that
Okay.
he grew up.
So you want to say to him that you're so sorry that he passed before he got to really enjoy his retirement in the physical plane, and you want to point out how great the nephew has turned out. All right, I'm just going to see how he wants to answer that. Hang on just a second. All right, he's like, it's cool. He's saying, you know, believe it or not, in the afterlife, I'm not working. Right? He's like, you know what? My retirement is pretty darn good. And the other thing that he's saying is he absolutely sees what's going on with the nephew. He's like, you think I'd be up here in heaven and not watch over him? Right? So he absolutely sees that. Hang on a second. Let me see what else he wants to say. Now, does somebody have an L name? Luke or somebody with an L? You don't understand the L or the Luke, do you? Anybody else have an L or a Luke? You have an L? Okay, you understand the L. All right, hang on just a second. But nobody can take Luke specifically, right? All right, hang on just a second. All right. I feel like Bob is talking about being with the nephew and seeing some of the projects that he does. I don't know if there's if the nephew is into cars or something like that, but I feel like there's some special projects, and I'm getting this feeling of forward and back. So it feels to me like he might tinker with a little project and then stop it for a while, or try a different project for a while, kind of a forward and back. Do you understand this?
Well, his nephew is in the Navy and he's had to relocate, so it could be that he wants to be away from his family when he's on active duty, and the family has relocated several times to different parts of the country.
All right. So yeah. So he gets to work on it for a bit, and then oops, we're off. And okay, gotcha. All right. All right. He just wants to say he still comes around. He still comes around. I'm feeling like it's been at least a few years since he passed, yes? 10, yeah. But he's acknowledging that he still comes around. He still comes around. He still sees you. He wants you to know that he can hear you. You don't talk to him as much as you used to, but he's still comes around. Yeah, he is sending his love. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. All right, now we did get that L earlier, so I might be with you, Marla. I'm not sure. I'm just going to see what else we get. It might be just an extraneous L. It happens. All right, let me see what else. Hang on just a moment. All right, I'm definitely getting something in the throat. For me, when I get something in the throat, this is going to be, it can be literal or it can be symbolic. If it's literal, then somebody literally had something going on with the throat or the neck. So this could be something like esophageal cancer, could be someone was intubated, could be a neck injury. If not that, it is quite common, my symbol for consumption. So somebody likes to have a good time. Alcohol, drugs, pills, something like that. Does anybody understand the throat, neck, or consumption? Yes, Trey, that might make sense for you. Okay, and is it consumption? Oh, and we also have you over here, and it's Sarah. Testing my distance reading and my memory at the same time. All right, Sarah, thank you for your graciousness. All right, so Sarah and Trey both, it might make sense for the neck, throat, or consumption. Yes, and Tamalla, for you as well? Consumption? Okay, all right. And also possibly over here. All right, one moment. Let's see what else we get to kind of clarify it. I'm getting pulled towards the feminine side. I'm getting a female of an older generation. Actually, I'm getting two females. One's an older generation, and then one feels pulled towards the side, so this might be the same generation. Yeah, I do feel like I've got two, actually. So, any of the ones who raise hands, do we have any females of an older generation? This makes sense for you, Trey? Okay, thank you. What's the relationship to you of that person, please?
Mother.
Your mother. Okay, thank you. One moment, please. All right, I'm getting a very special, I feel like I do have your mother here. I'm getting a lot of love coming through. I feel like I want to talk about, you can't put her in a little box. Like, she's got some character to her. She's got her own ideas about things, and don't try and convince her otherwise. Yeah. Very special woman in multiple ways. Yeah. I feel like she's telling me that there's a strong bond of love there, but there's also a little bit of eye roll or, something like that. So I see you nodding. Yes, for those of you who can't see, he's saying, okay. Yeah. She's come through for you before in previous readings. She's confirming that. All right, I'm getting a fuzzy taste in my mouth. For me, this is typically going to be a symbol of somebody who may have smoked or drank a lot of coffee, or both. Both, okay. All right. Do you have any questions, anything you'd like to ask or say to her?
What's her message for me today?
Okay, all right, hang on a second. And I'm getting distracted now by the letter M. That's not for her, the M. Right, so I'm going to come back to the M. Hang on. All right. Go ahead and tell me her name.
Sylvia.
Thank you. One moment. All right, she's funny. She's like, yeah. You know I love you. I'm very proud of you. You didn't always know how proud I was, but I feel like you know it. You're on a good road, you're on a good path, but you already know that. She's like, I'm just popping in to say hey. Yeah, but she's absolutely sending her love. Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
The confirmation.
Yes.
She, for astrology purposes, was a Taurus.
Forrest Wilson,
Ah,
and she had throat cancer.
okay. So the neck made sense literally because of the throat cancer. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. And yeah. Your mother's very special. I can see parts of her in you. The good parts. All right. Let's see what else we have. Hang on a moment. You know what? I'm going to do something a little different. I can't read every spirit for everybody, right? But raise your hand if, wait till I'm done speaking, if there's someone that you really need to hear from today. Maybe there's some healing that needs to happen, or there's some worry going on. Does anybody have someone here in spirit where they feel like they really need to hear from them? Tamalla? Okay. And what's the relationship to you of this person? Now, before you answer that, let me just specify for everyone who's here who might not know how mediumship works. I cannot guarantee who will come through. That's up to spirit. But I can kind of issue the invitation. And if she doesn't come through, it doesn't mean that she's not well. Gosh, I keep using the she. Is it a female that you want to hope? Okay, so if she doesn't come through, it doesn't mean she's not well or that she isn't with you. I just literally can't connect with every spirit every time. But having given my little disclaimer, it's a female for you, right? And it's an older generation, is that correct?
Yes.
And it's your mother, is that right? Go ahead and tell me who it is.
It could be my grandmother.
Your grandmother, okay. And did she raise you for some time? Yes, okay. So I'm getting that kind of a motherly energy because she raised you for a while. Hang on a moment. Did she have very strong ideas about right and wrong?
About everything.
Okay, she had very strong ideas about everything, including right and wrong.
Yes.
Did she have some very strong ideas about right and wrong and maybe entities and things that you didn't necessarily agree with or jive with?
Yes.
Okay. So, she doesn't exactly want to come through and say you're right. But she does want to say, okay, I see your point. Does that resonate with you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I want to say something about Crystal. Crystal Clear.
That's me.
Oh, your name is Crystal? Okay. All right. Do you also have someone you were really hoping to connect with today?
Yes.
Okay. So I may be with you next. Hang on a second. I just feel like I want to make sure I finish with Tamalla. Your mother, it feels like your mother could be very strong about her beliefs and then a bit quiet about, yeah, okay, that too. Like when it comes to things that are important to you. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Your mother wants to say, and I feel like her personality makes it, she has to make an effort to say this, but I'm getting a confirmation. She wants to say she's sorry. She says that the way she was pushed you and pushed you and pushed you. And she says that pushing you did a lot of good for you because you've come so into so much, like you're really stepping into your own and you're just making a difference in the world. It's like she kind of wants to take credit for that, for pushing and pushing and pushing you, but she also knows that you deserved and still deserve unconditional love. And her heart aches to give that to you now. All right? She's sending her love.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah. All right, now I just spoke your name, Crystal.
You did.
Yes. And you almost raised your hand earlier. You thought about raising your hand.
Which one wants to talk to me?
Okay, all right.
That's where
I'm feeling something in my head, pretty strongly. I'm feeling something in my head, And so the way it's coming through, I feel like it could be a head injury if somebody had an issue with the head. I'm going to acknowledge it's a little bit different from the way I typically receive. Like if I get something across the front of my forehead, typically that's my symbol for somebody who may have had an issue with brain function or brain chemistry. So brain function or brain chemistry, that's going to be Alzheimer's, dementia, cognitive decline, could be anxiety, depression, mental illness, addiction.
We're answering the question to whose side of the family we're talking about.
Okay.
Because it would be the mother or father of the woman who has brain cancer right now.
Okay, so I'm going to acknowledge that, like, I was listening a bit earlier, but I wasn't like focusing on it. Like, remember this, Kelly.
Yeah.
So you are seeing, so you're helping someone, you're taking care of someone,
Through a big transition,
and your aunt has brain
Yeah.
cancer right now. Okay.
so I don't know if it's her mother or father or stepfather. I never met her father.
Did the brain I'm sorry, does your aunt who's got the brain cancer, she's not getting cognitive decline from it? Starting it, okay, all right, thank you. The one who's coming through is the older male. Did you say it's her father or her,
My step-grandfather.
your step-grandfather? Let me see if,
Died young.
step-grandfather, yes, I'm getting a confirmation on that.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I thought, but I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I'm getting a confirmation on that. It's the step-grandfather?
yeah.
He says, you don't need to worry. You don't need to worry. You're doing great by helping her out, but this worry of, well, what about this treatment? And if I, no, you're fine. You're doing a great job. They're with her, watching over her. They say, hang on. They say thank you for everything that you're doing for her. They recognize that it's hard, that it's not easy to be a caregiver. And they say thank you. And they say they've got this. All right, they're watching over her. Yeah, yeah. If you have questions, things you'd like to ask or say to them.
He knew there was going to be contentiousness in her relationship with my estranged father. Is he okay with them? Does he want them to keep their business or sell their business?
All right. Does he want them to keep their business or sell the business? Hang on a moment.
Thank you.
Sell?
Thank you. He told them he never wanted them to sell their business when he was alive, so it's
He says it's different now.
great.
He's like, would you look at the situation? Come on.
Yeah.
He says, it's one thing if you could keep it and everybody would be happy and the business would be prosperous. But he's like, is holding on to it for legacy reasons? No, sell it.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Anything else?
Tell him that I love his paintings and that they're in his great-grandson's bedroom.
All right, tell him that she loves his paintings and the paintings are in the great-grandson's bedroom. All right, hang on just a moment. All right, he's glad that you love them, and he's glad that they're going to some use. I feel like there's a humbleness from him around this.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm glad somebody's getting some use out of it, yeah. But he is actually tickled though to know that. Yes, yeah. All right, he's sending his love. Yeah,
Nice.
thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you. All right, we've got about 8 minutes left, I think, if I'm doing my math correctly. 5, 6, 7 minutes left. So I can just go free form, or does anybody else really feel a burning desire, strong need to speak to someone? All right, I'm just going to see who else we get then. All right, hang on just a moment. All right. I'm getting pulled towards the feminine side. And in this case, I feel like I want to talk about like, boom, boom, boom. We've got multiple females. I feel like we're kind of coming through in force. They want you to know that they're together. So I feel like I've got a grandmother and a mother, and then might be a dog, actually. Do we have anybody with a grandmother and a mother in spirit who also has a dog in spirit? Any of that resonating? Robyn, you're stealing the show, man. You know what that means, though? It's like your spirits are like using your energy to come through. So you're not stealing the show. You're helping me out. So thank you. Tell me about the trio here. First of all, is the dog female?
Yeah.
The dog is male.
There is also a female. But
There's also a female dog? Okay, all right, thank you. All right, as long as we can confirm that bitch, we're good. Sorry, excuse my language, I'm blushing, but it makes sense. All right, so tell me who these people are. Did I get it exactly right? It's the mother and your grandmother, and then who's the dogs? Who do the dogs belong to?
well, Morgan passed away of heartbrokenness when my mom passed.
The dog. Oh,
And the female dog was the dog that my mother raised when she was a child.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right, let me see what else I get. Hang on a moment. All right, so I'm getting multiple things in the head now. So one thing is I feel like I want to talk about spirituality. So you've got some, did the mother or the grandmother or both have a strong faith or spirituality? Judaism.
Yes.
So but they have a strong faith or spirituality around Judaism. All right, perfect, good. And then also, I was getting that forehead symbol. So also the Alzheimer's, dementia, cognitive decline, or anxiety, depression, mental illness, addiction. Any brain function or brain chemistry make sense for either of them?
My mom had a tumor.
Your mom had a tumor. Okay, all right. So the brain function makes sense. All right, so they're just bringing these details through so that you'll know it's them. I feel like one of the main things that they want to say is, obviously, they're together, right? They're together in spirit. They want to say thank you for the ways that you are helping others in many ways, and you're doing it your own way while still respecting Judaism. So that makes sense to you?
Yes.
Yes. All right, good. So they just want to acknowledge that they see that. All right, I'm feeling something in my ear, so I feel like I want to talk about somebody who had trouble hearing or had an issue with the ear. Did either of them have trouble hearing or an issue with the ear? Could have been the dog. I see you laughing. I hope it's a yes.
My mother had trouble not hearing physically, but mentally.
Oh my goodness. Mother had trouble hearing selectively.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. She wants to say, sweetheart, I hear you loud and clear. Yeah. She's sending her love. They're all sending their love. Thank you. One moment. Thank you.
The anniversary of her passing.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The anniversary of her passing is coming up.
The anniversary of her passing is coming up. Okay, very good. Yeah, perfect. All right, so I'm going to wrap up in just a moment. We've got about 5 minutes left to put in your final bids on the silent auction items. And then after that, we'll announce the silent auction winners. And then after that, you guys can pay Dylan for your loot. And we'll have about 30 minutes, 25 minutes or so of mingling and chatting and snacking. All right, so bear with me one moment while I close the session, please. I'm ending the session, closing the door with love and gratitude. Thank you. All right, I'm Kelly Palmatier. Good night.